On today's show, I celebrate 420 subscribers with these completely and totally unrelated snacks. Hello, food freaks, and welcome to That's Rank. Holy heck, 420 subscribers. Y'all are one seriously spoken crew of supporters. But no matter how many subscribers I get, I promise you, it is never going to be as special as this moment in time, right now, right here, today. At least until I get 69 420, and then it's party time. So according to the urban legends, Richard Montañez was a janitor at Frito-Lay's in San Bernardino, California. And one day, the Cheetos machine broke down, and Montañez did what any of us would have done and looted the factory. So taking home handfuls of unflavored Cheetos, Montañez used the spices that he really liked on Mexican street corn, and the next thing you know, he's pitching it to the CEO of the company, and the CEO is like, wait, you're a janitor? What made you think it was okay to steal the Cheetos? And then they immediately fired him. Okay, so I made the ending to that story up, but the rest of the story is probably made up as well, because there is no way the janitor got to sit down with the CEO of a major corporation and have him try flaming hot Cheetos. I've been working for major corporations for the better part of the last 20 years, and I've shared a room with the CEO of the company just one time. Now granted, I've never invented anything of importance, though I've certainly been around enough people who've heated up fish in the microwave, and certainly senior leadership really should have stepped in to address that. Honest to God, if you're one of those people, seriously, stop that. Everybody hates you. Either way, flaming hot Cheetos dust came into our lives and completely rejuvenated the entire brand, and since then companies have been trying to suckle at the teat of the flaming hot cow pie. Today we're going to take a look at 5 competing products to see who's hot and who's not. So everything that we're looking at today all comes from the Frito-Lay's empire, who owns the trademark to the flaming hot dust. Honest to God, those people are worse than the old lady in the Frank's Red Hot commercials. They'll put that on everything. I figure it makes sense to start with the Doritos, which are my least favorite brand of snacks that we're trying today. I think I've covered that before. I've just never gotten into Doritos, and I can't put my finger on it because I love corn chips, but I think there's just this weird, almost freeze-dried space food texture to it. You ever try the snacks that the old science museums have? You know, the ones for astronauts? The Doritos give me the exact same vibes. Now, before we get elbow deep into this, I was just doing some reading about the Cheetos janitor as I was setting up this segment, and apparently there's a biopic coming out called Flamin' Hot, where Montañez is going to be played by Eva Longoria. Wait, sorry, it's going to be directed by Eva Longoria. Okay, maybe he'll be played by Evan Longoria. Let's not rule anything out. Well, it looks like a Cheetos, and it's got a little bit of that brick red color that we would come to expect from any flaming hot product. Very Dorito-y. And as I eat this, I'm not sure it's the chip I dislike, maybe as much as just the plain nacho cheese flavor. I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of these things, and I know, I'm losing cred with the 420 crowd. Just come back at subscriber 421, we'll be fine, y'all. Of course, does the flaming hot make it any better? Absolutely. Even though I'm not a huge fan, my mouth hole is still craving a little bit more. And I think it's the citric acid in the hot dust that's got me all riled up. So if you're a fan of Doritos and you don't mind a little bit of heat, these are fine. Over to the reviews. Your Renzo calls these Doritos and gives them 5 stars. Knock to once, ring, and twice. I'm just gonna set these aside. I don't want whatever's happening to Yorenzo to happen to me. Up second, we've got Flaming Hot. Oh, there's no flaming hot on this bag. How did this get in here? See now, this is what happens when you decide to do a flaming hot episode, read the word hot on a bag of snacks produced by Frito-Lay's, and fail to address the fact that the word flaming is completely missing anywhere on this bag. Well, we've got an imposter on our hands, but it's already here, it may as well join us. Well, despite not being flaming hot, they do have a double crunch, and that does matter. Now you might be wondering, in the wake of our recent Clancy's Chip episode, does that make these a cowboy cut? I have no idea. Oof, that is a powerful smack to the face right there. A lot of smells coming off of this, and not necessarily like unpleasant smells, but smells that are definitely going to open up your nasal cavity wider than a birth canal. And they certainly live up to the crunchy name. So I like the vinegar that's on this, but whatever flavor they're using for the heat's just not resonating with me. What Ruffles needs to do is try those Anchor Bar wings that we tried a few months back and steal liberally from that recipe. Because despite the fact that these are claimed to be kettle cooked to perfection, I would also add unbalanced seasoning that tastes like a mistake. You know what would be better in there? Flaming hot. That's what I should have bought. I'm an idiot. However, despite my feelings, Nan P gives these 5 stars. These are downright heavenly. They don't taste like hot wing. They do taste really good for what they are, though. The double crunch is fantas. Righto! Let's keep going. Well, at least we're back on the train with legitimate flaming hot snacks once again, and I'm sorry for the stowaway who got cute in the last segment. I've made sure that those chips have been thrown off the side of the train and left to rot back in the fields of Idaho from which they came. This has a lot of potential right here because it's got the original white cheddar flavor mixed in with the flaming hot. Now, of course, we did see them try to mix up dill pickle with white cheddar flavor with the Lay's mix-up we tried a few weeks back, and those flopped harder than James Harden when it matters the most. My only concern with this is this winds up the same way the dill pickle and the flaming hot did, is that these two flavors are so strong that they wind up competing with one another instead of sort of working in tandem. But I guess there's really only one way to find out. If I hadn't had my nostrils perforate from the hot wings, this certainly would have done the trick for me. The spice be vicious today, kids. Now we are talking. This stuff right here is aces. My saliva has kicked into overdrive. My taste buds are awake. It's like it's the first day of spring and they're ready to find a mate. Calm down, friends. Your taste buds, not rabbits. You know, I'm still super curious about the 2 snacks that remain, and I'm not ruling anything out, but it's going to be really damn hard to top this. I'd 100% buy this again, and I don't say that about very many products that we try on this channel. Most of the stuff is a one and done, but this right here is a keeper. You know what's making this so good? It's the white cheddar that's in here. You're not just left with this pointless heat, there's this awesome cheese flavor that's sort of pulling everything together into one giant pool of awesomeness. Your senses are alive from the capsaicin, and it makes the cheese even more poignant in this bag. And let's be clear, I don't even know what poignant means. However, Crystal gives this 1 star and says, "Mines came open as if someone ate at Smooth." Okay, that's kind of weird. Must have been a one-off. Okay, here's another review. This one's from Fishbone Amazon customer who gives this 5 stars. I purchased 2 bags of popcorn, and during the shipping, the box was crushed and 1 bag was open and all over the bottom of the box. Was not very happy. For God's sakes, Amazon, get your life together. I've seen you guys ship decks of cards inside boxes big enough to transport an elephant, but you can't safely send popcorn to people? I'm selling my Amazon stock tomorrow. I'm so disgusted. Or I would if I had it. Do you want your mind blown right now? Funyuns are relatively new to Canada, only coming across the border all the way back in 2021. I know! Now look, I'm long familiar with Funyuns because I'm basically an adopted American, but most of my Canadian brethren are only beginning to discover the art and beauty of Funyuns. So why are they called Funyuns? Well, because they're fun onions. Not that there's any such thing as a not fun onion, can you imagine? This color is so wrong, yet so right at the same time. Look at this, it's literally the exact same color as hell. That's flaming hot for you, it's the flavor of eternal damnation. I have a problem. I can't decide if I like these more than I like the popcorn. I'm gonna need a moment to think about this. Okay, I think the popcorn is just a hair better, but man, does this flaming hot dust do some incredible justice to the Funyun. You could easily rank those snacks as 1A and 1B. They're basically interchangeable. Hot, fun onions, you know, these we're never gonna miss. Mai gives these 4 stars and reports, good has a little weird aftertaste. I'm assuming you're talking about Matthew Good, and yeah, tell me about it. It's been lingering since the 90s. So back in the 1970s, there was a band called Blue Oyster Cult, and they taught us not to fear the Reaper. But I guarantee they had never come face to face with the Carolina version. I'm gonna make a not so bold prediction and say there is no chance, hell, less than 0% chance that these contain the heat or the flavor of a Carolina Reaper. While it's listed as an ingredient on the back of this, at a guess, they'd be wise to ensure that it makes up less than like 1/1000th of the actual mix. Because let me be very clear about this.
Carolina Reaper tastes like rotting flesh and hurts more than swallowing a spewing volcano.
Like at least a volcano will kill you on the spot, Reaper makes you suffer. So given nothing like the TikTok Cheeto Carolina Reaper challenge is circled into pop culture lore, I feel very confident in my assessment these are not true Carolina Reaper Cheetos. Also, it's a weird color on the package, but it says that it's sweet. Why is that? There's literally nothing sweet about the Carolina Reaper. there's no amount of willing that you can do that's ever gonna make a Carolina Reaper sweet. Turning a Reaper sweet would be like playing blackjack with R. Kelly and expecting him not to hit on a 13. The guy literally can't help himself. The last time that I saw this color was after I spent a full day on the beach and proudly announced, I don't need sunscreen, I don't burn. It turns out that I burn. That's weird. Yeah, that's definitely not a Carolina Reaper. I didn't get the unmistakable flavor of death as I swallowed the Cheeto. In fact, I don't even think it's as potent as the Flaming Hot Cheeto. Like, am I missing something right now? These are fine, but the sweet's throwing me off. I don't really want sugar when I'm looking for a Flaming Hot snack. I don't know what these are supposed to be, but they're neither Flaming Hot nor Carolina Reaper. They're just a thing. OMG gives these 5 stars and raves. Please restock more. Best chips I've had in my life. Thank you. Is a Cheetos a chip? Comment below. I'm incredibly confused right now. Even then, assuming these are chips, these are far from the best. I know. Hot take, Chris. I'm really throwing the gauntlet down with these spicy opinions today. Speaking of sizzling, I'd find it super hot if you hit the subscribe button and like this video. It would be way, way, way hotter than these Cheetos right here. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, bye.